From resource constraints to outdated legislation, these are some of the reasons outlined by government agencies responsible for the maintenance of the nation's sidewalks. In part 2 of our In Focus special report, Cracked Concrete, our reporter Jamaica Maitland tackled the KSMAC, NWA, and the police. Jamaica?
Thanks, Janella. So enforcement continues to be the major factor cited by citizens who argue that the state of the country's sidewalks breeds a culture of lawlessness. One agency says they use moral suasion to clear the sidewalks, and when Jamaicans hear the fines, they'll understand why.
An accident waiting to happen. That's how Bruegel, an elderly man on Maxfield Avenue, describes this gaping hole in a section of the sidewalk. Bruegel, who's been living in the area for decades, says soon pedestrians will have nowhere to walk on one of the busiest thoroughfares in the corporate area.
It's broken bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Every day it gets bigger. So I don't know what they're doing about it.
Our camera observed the pedestrians skillfully navigating around the knee-deep hole and other objects, trying to avoid the busy traffic. But even that was impossible.
It's a dangerous track for many who uses the country's sidewalks, or what's left of it, from trying to evade objects like these to utility poles and even manholes, cracks in the streets. Many people argue, are the sidewalks less safer than the streets?
The National Works Agency is responsible for maintaining the country's main roads, which includes sidewalks. Spokesperson Stephen Shaw says storm drains built into sidewalks need constant repair because they're often damaged by citizens. Drain covers are stolen and are rarely replaced quickly.
Those sidewalks would have been built and designed and built in such a way as to allow persons to go about their business safely. But they would not have been designed to take a loaded truck or car for that matter.
He explains that the NWA has been using moral suasion to get compliance with the law, but the provision makes that an almost impossible task. According to the Main Roads Act of 1973, any person who willfully or out of negligence causes damage to the main road, including drain removal, can be fined $4 Jamaican. Any person who erects any fence or building along or near the boundary or within 30 feet from the main road without exemption can be fined $4. If someone cuts down a tree and it falls on the main road, including sidewalks, without removing it in due time, can be fined $10 Jamaican. The police have also been kept busy trying to clear sidewalks. For DSP Foster, who's in charge of the Market District in West Kingston, it's the motorists who keep them busiest.
They would be driving along and they look across to a stall and they see an item that they want to purchase. And they would just stop in the middle of the road to conduct business, and all of the motorists would have to be waiting.
For the motorists, it's the pedestrians, and the pedestrians, the authorities. Mayor of Kingston, Delroy Williams, says the KSAMC has a robust sidewalk rehabilitation program. However, with the exception of King Street, we were unable to receive a list of any sidewalk repairs done.
We have adequate sidewalks. In terms of our repair works, I would say generally sidewalks are in a condition of that would allow for safe movement of persons. But do we have to do far more to repair sidewalks? Yes. It's just a matter of resource allocation.
It's why many Jamaicans believe the sidewalks are being ignored and emphasis being placed on roads instead. But some sections of the Hagley Park Road Improvement Project, which have the required 4 feet or more for sidewalks, are already being occupied by vendors.
Persons just get up and they want to start a business. They don't have the shop or the property to do that, or they don't want to pay to rent a shop, so they just construct something along the sidewalk.
The KSAMC says citizens can report issues like these, including dilapidated or collapsed sidewalks, by calling or using their website. We did so. Our news team received a response from the KSAMC saying an assessment will be done of the reported area.
And so, Janella, many people are of the view that not enough attention is being paid to sidewalk. But in part 3, we'll be hearing from an urban planner who says sidewalks must be prioritized if Kingston wants to be the acclaimed modern city, as well as if the country wants to meet the Sustainable Development Goals.